What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's title fight at 154 pounds between the champion Bakram Murtazaliev and the challenger Tszyu. Guys, before we continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. And if you haven't already, could you please hit the notification button? If you like the content that I create, what this will allow me to do is pop up in your feed every time I upload something new. Thank you. Guys, depending on how long you've been a subscriber to my channel, you'll know that I always talk about the 154-pound division, especially in the last 12 months with all the movement, with EJ being rumored to coming and fighting in the division against Fedora, with Bud Crawford stepping up and he's now a champion with him beating Israel Majmov. And we know how Fedora beat Tszyu with the nasty cut. And now we have the IBF champion who a lot of people don't know about, Bakram Murtazaliev. In this video, I'm gonna break down both guys' careers. My goal in this video is to educate the boxing fans, people who come to my page for the stats and the facts about who both guys are, who they've been fighting, how they go about their business, and what can you expect this weekend in Florida. Now, this is not my prediction video. Later in the week, I'll do that and I'll tell you who to put your money on. Guys, Bakram Murtazaliev, the more video and the more tape I watch on him, the more I like what I'm seeing. He's a little bit older than Tszyu, and he's a big junior middleweight. He's 31 years old, and he stands at 6 feet tall, and he's rangy. As an orthodox fighter, he does like to fight and use his length. His punches are a bit wide, and what I'll show you is his lead hook is good, and he also has a gorgeous step back counter, straight right hand. So I feel going into the Tszyu fight, those are two punches that I'm sure Tszyu has already game planned for. He's been a pro for 10 years, 2014, and we know the pandemic years, a lot of guys were just shelved. So he only has 22 pro fights. He just won the title, the IBF title, last April against Jack Kolke. And what we're gonna do now is go over who he's been fighting his last 5 fights, and we're gonna see what he's been up to. Guys, Bakram Murtazaliev is 22-0 with 16 knockouts. He carries into the ring a 73% career knockout to win ratio, and he's currently ranked number 7 in the world at 154 pounds. The 31-year-old Russian stands at 6 feet tall, and he's an orthodox fighter with a 72-inch reach. He is the current IBF World Junior Middleweight Champion. We last saw him fight against Jack Kolke. This is when he won the vacant title. Kolke was 33-4, knockout in the 11th. Roberto Valenzuela, 24-3, UD in the 8th. Ahmad Kaiko, 18-7, knockout in the 1st. Kiri Gray, 16-5, UD in the 8th. Manny Woods, 16-9, knockout in the 4th. Guys, if we add up his last 5 opponents, their win-loss record on the night that they fought Murtazaliev, his opponents are 115-20. And like I said, the more you research Murtazaliev, you'll see what he wants to do. I'm saying for the fans and for the styles, he is tailor-made for another firefight for Tszyu. He's coming straight forward, and he's not trying to move around too much, and he's throwing and banging. 73% career knockout to win ratio. Pay attention for his lead hook, and also pay attention for that step back right hand counter. His timing on that is impeccable. So it's gonna be interesting to see how long it takes for him when these two match up to see him go after the big power shots. Now let's take a closer look at Tszyu. Guys, Tszyu's 24-1 with 17 knockouts. He has a career 71% knockout to win ratio and is currently ranked number 5 in the world at 154 pounds. The 29-year-old Australian is an orthodox fighter standing at 5'8.5" with a 70.5-inch reach. We saw him last March against Seb Fedora, 20-1. It was his only setback, split draw in the 12th. Brian Mendoza, 22-2, UD in the 12th. Carlos Ocampo, 35-2, knockout in the 1st. Tony Harrison, 29-3, knockout in the 9th. Guys, if you add up Tszyu's last 5 opponents on the night that they fought Tim, they were 128-8. We know that going into this fight, Tszyu has the name behind him. He has the famous father. He's always in big fights, and he has a fan-friendly style. This past week, both guys have landed in Orlando, Florida, and just today, Tszyu gave an interview talking about how he saw Murtazaliev running last night in a hoodie, so there's already some back and forth going between the two. He claims that Murtazaliev looks drained. Murtazaliev does have a huge 6-foot frame, but Tszyu is pretty much playing the game here. Murtazaliev responded back, which was interesting. Like I said, you're gonna have to dig a lot to find him do any interviews or find any sort of insider footage on him other than highlights from his fights. And he said that Tszyu likes to talk a lot, he likes his play on social media, and Murtazaliev said after he beats Tszyu, he wants bigger fights, either moving up to 160 against Lara, and he also, tongue-in-cheek, called out Conor McGregor. When I look at these guys side by side, Murtazaliev's a little bit older, he is the champion. It's that tall and ranginess that he will have. 6 feet tall versus 5'8.5". Stylistically, these two don't want to dance too much. They don't want to move too much. They're going to come straight ahead on a straight line. It's going to be who's going to be the most defensive minded in terms of being safe in the strike zone, who could take each other's power more, and who could be hurt less by both guys. This is a fan-friendly firefight, so if you don't know much about Murtazaliev, all you need to know is that he's coming to throw down, and he is the champion. Now, Las Vegas isn't respecting Murtazaliev at all. When you look at their resumes, all the big names, all the big fights are on Tszyu's side. Maybe you guys have heard of 1 or 2 opponents from Murtazaliev, and Las Vegas having Murtazaliev the champion at a 5-to-1 underdog tells that story. So later in the week, like I said, stay tuned. I'm gonna go over who I'm putting my money on. We're gonna do some predictions. But for now, from what you guys see so far, the fights this weekend, Orlando, Florida, the 154-pound IBF strap is on the line. Who do you think is gonna win this fight? Tszyu or Murtazaliev? Leave all that in the comment section below.